everyone, this is Zero Organ Laser here for my fourth and final Wii collection. This part's got all full of MA games and some of my cool collector's editions. In total, I think this collection reaches up to above 200, I think. So let me know what you guys like, and I'll give a better review on it if you want. But yeah, this is just to complete the biggest Wii collection on YouTube. Starting off with my collector's editions, I bought Monster Hunter Tri Limited Edition from the UK. You guys get the best stuff. It's just, like, it comes with the Classic Controller Pro and the figurine of the Lagaricus, I think it's called. Haven't opened it yet because I bought the game in Australia, so this is just to complete the special edition collection. Xenoblade Chronicles, Pandora's Tower, and The Last Story. These all came in collector's editions in the UK, so I bought the games here, except for haven't got Pandora's Tower in Australian yet. But these guys I got in collector's editions as well. These were just really cool. Like, I like how they release these RPGs in like steelbook editions with the red classic controller for Xenoblade. It was really cool. To finish off the Guitar Hero collections is Guitar Hero Metallica Special Edition. This is again from the UK as well, but I bought the Australian version, obviously. Yeah, this comes with a t-shirt, stuff like that. I just got it because it's a little hard to find. Now for the regular games, I got Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. Not so good, but I bought this just because it comes with The Secret of Atlantis, or The Fate of Atlantis, which is a really fun game. Just cannot recommend it enough for that title alone. Monster Hunter Tri, you saw the collector's edition before. This is the Australian edition. It's a pretty good game. Like, I quite enjoyed it for the first couple of hours, but it got a bit repetitive, got a bit long. Metal Slug Anthology came out early in the life cycle, and it's a really good fun kind of collection of all the Metal Slug games. Hard to find as well. Tournament of Legends. Now, this game really did not get a very good review, but I picked it up because I like High Voltage Software's other games, like the Conduit and the Conduit 2, and I just sank hours into this. I don't know what got me with this game, but it was really fun, and I recommend picking it up if you can find it. Now, the Conduit 2 Limited Edition and the Conduit 1 Special Edition. Bought both of these in Special Edition, of course. Conduit 2 came with like a huge figurine as well. They're both really good games. This one I think is a little bit worse, better graphics, but worse than the Conduit, just because I'd seen it all before. Alone in the Dark. Now, this game was quite poor as well. I'm going to get the Collector's Edition because it comes with a figurine as well, but, you know, this game was not worth getting. Deadly Creatures is a must-buy. Really underrated game, and it's really, really fun. You play as a spider and a scorpion, and it's really cool. Now, the Metroids. We have Other M, Prime 3 Trilogy, and Metroid Prime Trilogy. Sorry, no, Prime 3 Corruption, and Metroid Prime Trilogy. Unfortunately, the UK didn't get a really good copy of the Special Edition, so I just got the Australian version anyway. Out of the three, I think Trilogy is the best buy, only because it gives Wii controls to all the other ones. Prime Corruption is probably the hardest to find nowadays, and Other M, it was okay. Like, it was really fun. Traditional Metroid experience, but, you know, she was a bit whiny, Samus, in that game, which kind of spoiled it for us. I think that was reflected in the reviews as well. Ghost Squad, really fun action shooter, like an old school kind of arcade shooter. Bully Scholarship Edition. I didn't play it so much, but my brother did, and he really enjoyed it, so, you know, pick it up. Apparently it's a really fun game, but I haven't played it. Rogue Trooper, the Quartz Zone Massacre, also quite a fun game, a little bit derivative, but it's worth a pick up if you live in the UK. It's worth importing as well. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. These games were quite fun. The story was so much better in Force Unleashed, but the graphics and gameplay were better in Unleashed 2. So, I mean, if you can put up with a terrible story, that's the one to get, but they're both really fun if you're a Star Wars fan as well. Okami, I bought the Australian edition, but I also bought this special edition sleeve from the UK, which is really cool looking. Like, it's a really nice game as well. Like, I think it's better than Zelda, to be honest with you. I think it's my favourite game on Wii. And it's really fun. You help out with side quests and stuff like that. You collect things. It's just all round fun. Red Steel 2 and 1, and I also bought the pre-order edition from the UK. Red Steel 2 was so much better than number 1. The motion controls were a lot better, so I recommend getting this, but not that one. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. It's a fun on rails kind of experience. I would recommend picking it up if you like those kind of games. Escape from Bug Island. This was a bit of a joke. It's just to finish the survival horror kind of collection on my Wii collection. So I really just got it because it looked kind of zany, kind of campy, and it was. You know, it was not bad. I wouldn't say it's the worst game in my collection. Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary and Tomb Raider Underworld. Out of the two, I think Anniversary is better, but they're both pretty good stories. Like, you have to play the first one on GameCube originally to play it, which kind of limits them if you want to get them on Wii. Rygar the Battle of Argus. This was a PS2 remake. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I had a lot of fun with it as well. Like, it's a good title to pick up and play. The graphics are not the best, but you know, you don't expect that with the Wii. You don't expect top of the range graphics. You expect fun gameplay, and that's what this game is. Sin and Punishment: Successor of the Skies. Now, I didn't have to import this, even though it wasn't officially released in Australia. Now, that was because they did some, JB Hi-Fi, one of our retailers, did some funky thing. They placed their own sticker on there. So, I mean, I picked it up. It's kind of a collector's item now because of that sticker, because it had to be recalled. So there's only a few copies in Australia. I'm quite happy that I got it, and it's a really fun game as well. No More Heroes. This one is probably the worst out of the number 1 and number 2, but it's still really fun. It's exactly what you expect on Wii as well. Just crazy, a few mini games, and absurd boss battles. And it's really good motion controls as well, so I recommend picking it up. Muramasa the Demon Blade. This one is also one of the essential Wii titles. Really pretty graphics, like hand-drawn art, and it's really fun gameplay as well. It loses a bit in the translation, but I think it's definitely worth picking up if you can find it. Trauma Center New Blood and Second Opinion. I preferred New Blood, to be honest with you. We haven't got Trauma Team here, unfortunately. So, I mean, this is the best in the series, in my opinion. Second Opinion was a lot harder, though. So, it depends what you like. You know, I like the story in this one better. But, yeah, Second Opinion was really hard. Cursed Mountain. Now, this is a really fun kind of overlooked title as well. I sat there and I played this and I played this. It wasn't so scary, a few jump moments, but it was really fun as well, and really, really excellent kind of idea. You don't expect the horror game to be, put on a mountain, but that's what they did. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Now, I haven't got Part 2 yet because I don't know, I just can't be bothered getting it. I will get it eventually. This game was a little bit disappointing. There's not much to say. GoldenEye 007 and GoldenEye Quantum of Solace. 007 Quantum of Solace, sorry. Quantum of Solace was quite a poor kind of shooter. I bought the special edition of GoldenEye, but I can't find the box for it with the Golden Classic controller. But GoldenEye 007 is a really fun game. Probably the best one in the series, in my opinion, apart from the 64 Classic, of course. And the multiplayer is a lot of fun as well. So it's the best shooter experience, I think, on the Wii. Prince of Persia Rival Swords, it's not bad. Look, it was one of the early titles, so you kind of give it some slack for having some terrible graphics. And it's not bad gameplay. I wouldn't recommend it if you really want a cohesive experience, though. Xenoblade Chronicles, you saw the UK edition back there. Now this is the Australian edition, comes with a CD. And that's a really fun game as well. Sunk a lot of hours into this one. Highly recommended. And yeah, like, I think you can pick it up pretty cheap nowadays, and I can see it being one of those titles that's really well sought after the console's been and gone. So yeah, pick it up. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This is another one where you have to pick it up now because it's getting rather expensive, and this is a really fun game. Like, it's excellent characters, excellent story, and excellent gameplay. I think I played this 2-3 times. I think it's probably my most played Wii game. So yeah, it's definitely worth picking up. Disaster Day of Crisis. This one wasn't released in America. I'm glad it was released here, though, because it's a really fun game. A little bit campy. The graphics are not the best, but it's so much fun. Like, the shooting, the set pieces, the disaster set pieces are really fun. Definitely recommend picking it up. Onto the MA games I think we have now. No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. The continuation of No More Heroes 1 is so much better than the first in so many ways. It gets rid of the overworld, though, which I kind of didn't like. Put in place a lot of minigames, but, it was really fun. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Double Agent. This one is just exactly the same as the GameCube PS2 release, so there's not much to say, except if you want to play it again, just get it. Scarface The World Is Yours. This one is not so good, only because it's very hard to look past the horrible graphics. The gameplay is not the best as well, but that's beside the point. Like, with graphics as bad as this, you expect it on PS2 or something, not on the Wii. So it's not worth picking up, unless you really want to collect it, which case is pretty rare. House of the Dead Overkill Collector's Edition. Now I bought the Bang Bang box, as well. And it comes with a funky little comic But it's a really fun game as well. It's a continuation of House and Dead 2 and 3. It does host Agent G, I think, as well. And yeah, I think it's come out in the other consoles, but the Wii is the best one to get it because of the pointer controls. It's just a really fun game. A lot of swearing as well. Speaking of which, House of Dead 2 and 3 return. I wish they put number 1 in there, which was my favourite, but this is still pretty good as well. If you can pick it up really cheap, not hard to find, not expensive to get, but it's quite fun. Dead Rising Chop to Your Drop, a poor port. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's not that much fun. So pick it up if you're a collector because it's quite rare, but other than that, it's not worth getting. The Godfather Black Hand Edition. Now this is a really fun game. Surprisingly good controls for the shooting, and I'd recommend it picking it up, and pick it up now as well because it's getting quite rare. Manhunt 2. Now this was banned in Australia, this wasn't released here, so I had a hard time trying to import this, but I managed to get a copy in. It's also really fun. Like, I don't know, I can see why they banned it, but it's really fun. So pick it up. Diabolik, the Original Sin. This game I imported as well because it's a point and click, but I didn't really enjoy it so much. Like, it's a reasonable game, but not the best. Obscure 2. I haven't played it. I got it because Obscure. It sounds like an obscure kind of game, obscure title. And I think it's a survival horror, but I haven't played it yet, so I'll let you know. One Chanbara Bikini Zombie Slayers. This game is kind of a hack and slash, but it's quite boring. Like, I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to collect your zombie games, or you just want to have a bit of fun. Like, it is a bit of fun, I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed it, but, you know, it's not the best game. Dead Space Extraction, really, really fun. Can't recommend this one enough. Ju-On The Grudge, a fright simulator, not a flight simulator. It would be much better if it was. Haven't played this multiplayer, but the single player was quite slow and boring, so I wouldn't recommend it. Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil just number 1. These are quite good as well. I picked them up on GameCube, but I've got them on Wii as well. They're quite fun. They're really hard to get as well. Resident Evil 4, Umbrella Chronicles, and Darkside Chronicles. We've played them all before. 4 is probably one of the best shooters on Wii, but Umbrella Chronicles is a really good on-rails one as well. Tenchu Shadow Assassins, also quite fun as well. Continuation of the series, so pick it up. I highly recommend it. And the last couple I have here are Mad World, excellent game, a lot of fun, highly recommended. Silent Hill Shattered Memories, also a lot of fun, one of the scariest games on Wii. A Shadow's Tale, really fun as well. If you find it, pick it up. That's all I'm saying. Just pick it up. It's a really interesting concept. Castlevania Judgment. I also had a lot of fun with this one as well, even though it didn't get the best reviews. SNK Arcade Classics 1. They didn't release number 2, but this one was really fun. And Death Jr. Root of Evil. This is also quite a fun game. It's a PSP port, but it does well. So that is the last segment of my Wii collections. I think this is the largest, totaling over 200 games. Obviously, there's still a few more to get, so I'll keep you updated when I get them in bulk. But yeah, enjoy.